Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, a place where you can learn about body language, being able to read the minds of others purely through observing their gestures and behaviours. We'll keep it nice and plain and simple here so you can understand it and apply it in the real world from the moment you finish the video. And without further ado, if you enjoy what you like to hear, if that makes any sense, click like, click subscribe, and click comment. Peace. Today, we're talking about hand rubbing, yeah? Hand rubbing the palms together. A favourite of Birdman, as you can see before you. So, rubbing the palms together is a way in which an individual will communicate a positive expectation. Alright? So, such as the dice thrower rubs the dice between his palms as a sign of charging the dice with positive energy and creating an expectancy of winning. Alright? The individual who rubs their palms together says to whom they're communicating with, something good's gonna happen. Something positive's gonna happen. I'm excited, okay? Now, let's talk about the sign. Not the sign, we're just talking about the sign, yeah? Let's talk about the speed, yeah? As to which the hands are rubbed, because this is the important bit, yeah? So this gesture doesn't come out too often, but when you do see it, it's going to be quite bold from now on, alright? So if the individual rubs the palms at a slow and steady rate, that signals a low-key sort of sneaky insight into the individual's mind. It shows that the individual is a little more self-centered and is looking forward to the benefit they themselves will receive, okay? That's if it's a slow, steady, cool and calm looking hand rub. Now, if the hand rub was of a faster rate, alright? So if the hands were rubbing against each other with the quickness, up and down, that shows that they're more so interested in the benefit as to which both parties are going to receive, okay? So of course they still receive the benefit, but you might be getting a good deal. So if you speak to a salesperson and you see this behaviour, don't be shook by the gesture itself, but pay attention to the speed and the energy that's been charged into that gesture, alright? So just to re-clarify, if it's slow and steady, there's an ulterior motive, alright? The individual believes that they're going to make a come up on this. Whereas if it's fast, they're like, let's get down to business. This is going to be good. This is going to be good for both of us. This is going to be of an incredible benefit. So both parties will be in the plus, given that the rate of the hand rub is electrified, alright? Whereas the slow one sort of, as we've spoken about, attraction and attention and movement all come together as one. So the individual who is moving fast is saying, look at me, I've done a great thing. Whereas the person who is moving their hands nice and slow is trying to relieve a little bit of that attention, purely because they're trying to repress and keep that, insensitivity and potential selfishness under wraps, alright? So, let's say you were having a meal with a member of family or a friend or whomever else, even by yourself, who cares, man? The waiter comes to you and he's treated you well through the day. He's treated you well, and as he's speaking to you, is there anything else I can do for you? You see him rubbing the palms of his hands just nice and slowly, alright? Anything else, sir? And he's got the expectancy you're going to send him a nice tip because of his service. He's read the cues. Because don't get me wrong, if you've been in the waitering and whatever you would call it business for a moment, I am sure if you're half decent at your job, you're going to be quite clued up on some of these non-verbal cues, alright? So I might do an offshoot series for them people who are interested in how to, tickle the pickle of those whom they want a healthy tip from. But if their hands are, slowly and surely rubbing against each other whilst looking at you, Yeah, they think that you're gonna sort them out something nice, or they think that something's in your their favor. So even if they're not expecting a tip, they may think that, oh great, this is the last table of the night. Last table of the night. I can't wait to go home. I've got an early finish because nobody else is booked in. My boss has gone home. Not much to clean. Fantastic. So he's rubbing his hands together, thinking, yes, come on. You see where I'm coming from? So always remember, right? Person who rubs his hands together briskly is, within reason, somebody who has both intentions in mind, whereas somebody who's doing it slow is doing it for their own self-purpose, which might not necessarily be a bad thing. It doesn't always mean someone's going to be cheating you out or something, you know, but they feel like they're going to be making a come up on this. Don't get me wrong, if it's extremely cold, if it's icy, look at the context, yeah? If it's a cold environment and the person wants to warm their hands up, you should be able to identify that, alright? You should understand why an individual is doing that, and you should be able to read the cue cluster around that. You should be able to read more of the body language cues that surround the hands, okay, such as the face, such as the feet, such as the body in general, to identify if it's due to the cold weather or whether this person is, in a highly driven, positive state of mind. And without further ado, that's me done. Sending love. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, it's up to you. Goodbye.